What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Stock Car vs. Next Gen, right here on the Trunk Fresh Green 34 channel. Today, we're going to be looking at Team Triple Dent, Terry Kargas versus Cam Spinner. So this is our first Cars 3 exclusive sponsor, as in, like, it was a new sponsor that was only in Cars 3, it was not in Cars 1. So we can't judge these based off of how well they reflect the Cars 1 design, because there is no Cars 1 design. And I don't know if you guys saw it. If you didn't, you definitely should. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. But I believe in the last episode of Stock Car vs. Next Gen, I kind of changed the rules a little bit. I'm not going to be judging these solely based off of how much they reflect Cars 1 designs, even though for Triple Dent we obviously can't. I'm also just going to be factoring in personal opinion, because the problem with like the episodes in like 2022 and even before that is I was trying to be objective about it, but the reality is that I think it makes more sense for me to just make this more opinion oriented, and that's what I'm going to kind of turn this series into. Which of the two designs do I personally like better? And obviously, I will still be factoring in some criteria, but for the most part, it is going to be a more subjective take on these rather than objective. So, with all that out of the way, let's get started with Terry Kargas, the stock car. Now, I did want to wait to do this episode until I could find the accurate Terry Kargas, because this is the first release, which is in the Cal Weathers mold, which is wrong. It's supposed to be the Brick Yardley model, which they did correct in 2019. The problem is that corrected version is like super rare, could not find one online, and I wasn't about to like track one down and like pay a super expensive amount of money for like what is basically just a variant. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna move ahead with this episode regardless. So I'm not going to be judging him based off of the fact that he's the wrong model. I'm not going to factor that in at all. Cam Spinner, though, his inaccuracy, we're going to talk about. No, I was going to say I was going to judge Cam's inaccuracy a little bit because his eyelids are black, but then I was like, no, because that's basically the same as like Terry being the wrong model. So inaccuracies aside, we're just going to be looking at the general design. So, starting off with Terry Kargas, Triple Dent is, of course, the gum brand. It's supposed to be an actual Pixar Easter egg. It's based off of Inside Out. You know, the Triple Dent gum will make you smile a bit. And the fact that they turned it into a sponsor for Cars 3, in my opinion, is just so cool. I love that they did that. I really wish we would see more of that. Like, I think Cars 3 had like a by and large speedway. Would have been which is a reference to Wall-E, and I would have loved to have seen a by and large racer, I think. I think that could have been cool. Anyways, getting very sidetracked. Terry here, I like the expression a lot, obviously. But one thing that I really do like is the use of blue. There's a lot of blue racers in Cars 3 for both stock car and next gen, but I think what sets Terry apart is how they used the blue. They play around with like white and like super light blue, and then give us like hints of a darker blue on like the top areas here. And I think it looks super nice. It's very appealing to look at. And honestly, the blend of like the really light blue with like the dark blue on the hood and the roof, honestly just looks really, really good. Like, I think they did a really great job on the overall design. I like the subtle usage of the green spearmint leaves. I think it adds like a nice bit of color to it. If it was just blues and whites, then it would still look good, but not great. But I think like they use the leaves there. They use them because they're part of the logo on the hood. And they use them again back here. And I think those like little splashes of green really just make this a great design. I like the font choice. It's big, it's bold, simple to read, very, very solid. And yeah, the way they like blend all the blues together to just create that design is very, very nice. They don't really have like, and he doesn't really have like any patterns or anything like that. The logo here does have this like white behind the text, and then it like breaks off into little lines, which is kind of cool, but it only happens on that logo and this back logo here. This logo, they keep the like white backing. Oh, they do keep the lines actually. Okay, I was gonna say they just keep like the white backing, but no, they have the lines there too. Very, very nice. Yeah, I am a big fan of Terry Kargas's design. 100% definitely a really great choice on Pixar's part when designing it. Cam Spinner though, I feel like he just loses everything that makes Terry really nice. For starters, he lost all the green. There's no green leaves anywhere because they simplified the logo and lost the leaves. Which, in my opinion, I think is a big, big loss because, like I said, the little bits of green help make him pop and separate all the blues and whites nicely. Cam here, it's just blue and white, which is fine, but it's like, it's not really that unique. And also, they don't like blend all the colors together nearly as well on Cam. Because as you can see, it's just like dark blue, dark blue, dark blue, and then white, and then white, and then white and white. Whereas with Terry, they kind of like incorporate all of the colors here. So it's like, oh, here's like a lighter blue outline, and then, hang on. Focus, please, please. There we go. So we have like this like lighter blue, which blends into the white, which blends into the dark blue, which blends into the white on the logo. And like here, you can see the blending of all the blues. Here, it's not like that. It's like they section off parts to be dark blue and section off parts to be white. Now there is like a little bit of like a light blue here, which I don't know what like the shape here is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be the leaves itself. So they lost the leaves from the logo, but they gained them back by like incorporating them into the design, kind of, which is very clever. But when these cars are going at like super fast speeds across the track, no one's going to see that, really. And I mean, I guess you could argue no one would see the green leaves either, but I don't know. Like if a car is like, okay, picture this scenario, right? Cam Spinner, he's after the race. It's after the race. He's getting interviewed. People looking at him are not going to see the leaves right away. Like you have to sit there and look at it. With Terry, if he's getting interviewed after the race, you can see the leaves right away. Like it's not hard to see. Cam though, it's like an optical illusion, or not an optical illusion trick, but like it's kind of an illusion, I guess. Like they blend it into the paint. It's like one of those hidden images things. And I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it, to be completely honest. And then they have like, so like I mentioned how like the logo on Terry has like the white with the lines coming off it. Here they like tried to keep that but make it not a part of the logo. So now we have these like little white circles with these white circles with like almost spokes and lines coming off of them, and they just like plaster them around. It's not like a part of the logo anymore or anything, which is just super weird. Yeah, and then like look at this. You can barely see the Triple Dent logo written right there. Yeah. The font as well. I think the font's fine actually. I don't think it's awful. It's modern, I guess. The problem is though, is I feel like I don't know. I guess it just feels like a too similar to like some of the other next gen fonts. But then again, I can't think of like what next gen specifically. I'm thinking of Barry DePetal. I think like the RPM font that he uses is like the same as this or similar to it. Whereas this one, I don't know. I don't think the font is bad. I don't think that's like a point against Cam, but I don't know. I'm not really like a huge fan. But all in all, I think Cam Spinner loses this battle just because the design, I don't think the design is nearly as good. The like white here just feels super random. making the leaves hidden, I just don't think was a good call. And, you know, I don't use color nearly as well. And, yeah, not really a big fan. Terry Kargas, though, absolutely wins this one, 100%, even if he is the wrong model on this diecast, of course. But yeah, that wraps it up for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I want to know your thoughts in the comments, because I feel like people are gonna say Cam Spinner is the better one, but no, I think Terry Kargas wins it by like a mile, to be completely honest. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Let's discuss it in the comments. Um, and I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the last episode where I have I was gonna say like the last episode that I knew for sure that I wanted to do, but that's not true. I have like one or two more that like I really want to do next, and then after that I have no clue. So again, leave comments suggesting what sponsors you guys want to see in this series going forward, because the goal is to eventually do all of them. But if there's ones you want to see sooner rather than later, then this is your chance to be heard, and let me know, and I will do my best to make that happen. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.